Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the rooms. It gives me great pleasure to introduce today some fantastic performers, some local musicians, and some erudite and informative speakers. Today's presentation is all about the launch of Hastings Against War's CD, the profits of which will go directly to child victims of war. That features local musicians and CDs available to buy today, priced at £10. You can also download the tracks on www.probert.biz. They're available for download individually, and they're priced at £1. And basically, it's going to be a fun day, and there's going to be lots of diversity of performer and some beautiful food, some great drinks, some lovely service, and it's all going to be captured for posterity by Hastings TV. But enough from me now. I'd like to hand over to our first speaker, Mr. Keith Taylor, Green Party councillor from Brighton. Thank you very much.
Well, yeah, thanks very much, Jules, and thank you very much to Rob and to Rona for inviting me along to this event. And I think it's really great to see you all here. I'm really very proud to be part of it, because I think that these events, they really shouldn't be necessary, but I'm sadly aware of the fact they are very, very necessary. And this is part of the solution of people coming together and agreeing about the priorities that they want to see their governments deliver and the justice that they want to see extended across the world. As I came over from Brighton this morning, I looked at the sun valiantly trying to shine through and not entirely succeeding, it has to be said. And it came to me that that's the same sun that is coming through, that's shining down on areas of conflict, areas of oppression throughout the world. In Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Darfur and Palestine, that's the same sun that we live under. And I think there should be the same justice and the same law for all the world. I think this meeting and the sentiments that you're going to hear from the speakers and from the musicians are sentiments against a world order that considers an aggressive intervention policy as part of a valid defence policy, which is the policy that the Americans and the British have enshrined. And all too often, it seems to me that what is being defended is the way of life of the already privileged. And that's a policy which seeks to secure, particularly oil and other resources, for the already rich. And what we need to be doing is making sure that we have a trade system that works for the benefit of everyone and not just a few. Whether it's the neocons in the White House or in Downing Street, whether it's the World Bank officials who pass trade laws which advantage the already rich, these things need to change, and they need to change. We need to be part of that voice calling for change for it to be realised. We've seen the devaluing of international law through George Bush becoming the world's policeman. We've seen trade laws enforced that strengthen unfair rules, and the already poor stay poor and disadvantaged. And we've seen that war on terror fail at every level that Bush and Blair imposed. We've seen it bringing death and misery and instability to Afghanistan and to Iraq. It's failed to end Al-Qaeda or put a stop to the Taliban. It's even failed to stop the heroin that's coming out of Afghanistan, which this just in this last 12 months has increased by 34%. All these things we need to achieve by strengthening European and international law, to enhance the role of the United Nations, and to take national troops away from the national flag and under an international flag, so it's the world's policeman and not George Bush's or Gordon Brown's. We need to make trade work for everyone. And as I said, I think that this event today is part of that consciousness raising, and I credit everybody who's been involved, and I really hope that we're in for a great show. I think this microphone might need some tender love and care after I've worn it out. But for those of you, because I'm actually here to introduce the Aunt Carol, for those of you who have come along because you're already devotees of the Aunt Carol, she needs no introduction. For those of you who have come along because it's a peace event, I will give you a brief summary. She's one of the country's leading jazz performers. She's a double winner of the BBC Jazz Award and the first ever woman winner of the Ronnie Scott's Award for Best British Female Vocalist. Yeah. Well, she would be a woman winner, wouldn't she? The Observer has described her performance as fizzling with creative energy, and anybody who can do that at 1 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon gets my vote. So I'm from the Green Party, I'm Keith Taylor, thank you very much for listening and inviting me. Have a great time.